Hello everyone, welcome back to Mamma Mia, That's Italian, and I'm Maria. And today I've decided to make monster meatballs because Father's Day is coming up and I think they would love to have extra large meatballs instead of the little ones. So it's especially for the fathers and for any meal that you like served over pasta or as in a wedge. It's very delicious with some cheese and mozzarella. And it would also, this recipe will also be in the Pelham Living magazine, June of 26. So look for it there. So we'll start the recipe. First of all, you have to make some kind of a simple sauce, like marinara sauce or any sauce that you like. So I went ahead and prepared it for you ahead of time so we can get started quickly. So this is the marinara sauce that I have made. And of course, the meatballs have to finish cooking in there completely because frying them, they're still pink on the inside, so they have to cook all the way. So we're ready to start to make our monster meatballs. So here I have the ingredients. I like to take them out of the fridge or the freezer, ahead of time so that your hand doesn't freeze when you're mixing them. So I have 4 pounds of beef and a pound of pork meat. Now, as far as meat is concerned, I also like the meatloaf mix. I will use that too at times for meatballs. And another tip is sausage meat. If you want it to really taste really good and different, and people will say, oh, this is so different, what's in here? I put sausage meat. So now, let me move this out of the way. To this, I usually go by every pound of meat, I use 1 egg. So we have 5 pounds of meat, so I will put 5 eggs. And 5. Okay. So next, I will put in 2 cloves of garlic, chopped up really small, and some parsley. So those will go in. Then, of course, breadcrumbs. I'll use about a cup and a half to start. I may need more. I'm eyeing it, as I always do. And then, of course, grated cheese. I will put about a cupful. This is pecorino, but you could use any cheese that you like. Parmesan, Romano. And I also put a little bit of water to keep them moist. So this is a half a cup. And now we need the herbs, or spices, spices. So I don't use onion in my meatballs. A lot of people do, but that's okay. If you like them, you put them in. But I do like to use onion powder, just for the flavor. And don't be afraid of these spices. Put enough in there so you could taste them. And here's the salt. Also needs a lot of salt with the cheese, I know. And here's dry parsley. I like to use both if I can. Black pepper. Also a lot. If you don't like it, don't put it in. Sometimes I even use pepperoncino, which is the hot pepper, the Italian, but I'm not going to today. And I also have some garlic powder I like to use also, even with the fresh garlic. And that's all the ingredients. And now with clean hands, you start to mix. And you mix it really well. And you'll see whether you need another egg. If the eggs are too small, you may need another one. You need more breadcrumbs. And like I said, the breadcrumbs, it's up to you what kind of bread, or you want to soak them in water or milk. A lot of people have their own recipe, but this is my calabrese recipe that my mother used. It's good to, of course, mix it really well. Get all the spices and bread and the cheese all mixed. But you don't want to over mix, because then it gets tough. So this is very soft, so I may need more breadcrumbs. I'll tilt it for you so you could see it. It smells so good too. So I will put more breadcrumbs. You don't want it too firm. You want it kind of soft. Make sure the pork and the beef is all mixed together. I've also have used turkey meat too with the beef. Or you could do just turkey or chicken. Okay, this feels good. I'll show you how it looks. And now we're ready to make the meatballs. So what I'll do is I'll make a few monster ones, and the rest will be regular size. Because I know the men in my life, they'll take one meatball, fits right into their mouth. They love to do that. But when they see a monster meatball in the middle of their dish with pasta, they're going to say, oh, wow. Well, here we go. Here's one size. I think I'm going to make it a little bigger. That's one. Put a whole handful. After we shape and roll the meatballs, we need to fry them in some oil. And then put them in the sauce to cook a few hours. So this is the monster meatball, and this would be the regular size meatball. And that's it. I'll roll them up and we'll come back and fry them. Okay, everyone, we're back, and we're going to put a light coating of maybe a half a cup of oil, any oil that you like. And while this is heating up, I wanted to tell you about my marinara sauce, which I showed you already. So that's ready. Whoa. Okay, I think we're ready to put the meatballs in. Whoa. A little too hot. Here's the monster meatballs going in. I'm going to make another one bigger too, just by putting it all together. You can make them any shape you want too. You can even make hamburgers out of this. Okay, so those are the monster ones, and then I'm going to make the regular size ones. So the reason I'm frying them is the way I always do them, is because it keeps the flavor in. Once you brown them on the outside, it keeps the flavor in really well, nice and moist, and then they cook the rest of the way and absorb some of the tomato sauce. And my tomato sauce, I make just a marinara, which is an onion and 3 cloves of garlic, and you let that saute for about 5 minutes, and then you add a little tomato paste and tomato sauce, any kind you like. If you don't want to make it, you could use a jar one. You could do, you know, whatever sauce you want. You can even make bolognese. You can make any kind to put with the meatballs. So what we're doing is we're going to brown them on all sides, and then we put them right into the sauce because the sauce is already done. It's been cooking for an hour. So once I put the meatballs in, it'll cook for another at least 2 hours. And that's how it's going to be. I could show you a couple that have brown on one side. Okay, so we're at the point now where all the monster meatballs are well browned, so we're going to put them right into the sauce, as you can see, very carefully without breaking them. They browned beautifully, and you could see all the oil that came out, so I'm glad I didn't use too much oil. Beautiful. So I'm going to put as many as I can into this sauce that I have made. I may have some left over, which I will freeze and use them at another time. These are great just fried. If you want to fry them thoroughly, you know, you leave them on a little longer. Make sure they're cooked on the inside. And you could just eat them just fried as an appetizer. Make them a little smaller, or use them for wedges. These are great leftovers. I always make more than I need. And then I'll freeze them for another time. I could have another sauce getting done. Okay, so at this point, we're in 2 hours of simmering. I had it covered for a while, and I just took the top off. So I just want to show you the difference between the monster meatball compared to a regular meatball, which is right here. I will be tasting that one with a little sauce. Now, at this point, you could serve it over pasta. You could make a sandwich with mozzarella. A meatball sandwich would be great. Some cheese. And I just like it with a lot of sauce. I like to just eat it as is with a lot of sauce. And as you could see, the sauce has thickened up. And I'm going to taste it for you. But first, I like to put a little more cheese on it. My Parmigiano or Pecorino. Mine is Pecorino. And here we go. It's cooked perfectly. Can't wait to taste it. Oh, it smells so good. Mmm. Mmm. Oh my God. Mmm. It's delicious. I think because I made it with love. Special love for all the fathers. Please, if you want to try it, it's not a hard recipe to make. Like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you again.